I quit my job. Not just my job, but my remote job. It was time for a change. In this video, I'm going to share why I made this difficult decision and how I managed to make this huge leap of faith. Hopefully, my experience will shed a little bit of light if you're going through something similar right now. So let's get into it. Quick intro for those who don't already know me. I'm Jen, and I'm always on the run around the world. On my channel, I share tips on mindful travel, slow travel, and remote work. Today, I'm going to share all the reasons I quit my job while walking around one of my favorite places in the city, Row, downtown LA, which is in the Arts District. All right, so people always say you don't just wake up one day and have a major epiphany about your life. That's how it was for me. The path to take usually becomes clear over time, and that's exactly what happened with me in quitting my job. I was working at a creative agency as a senior copywriter, and our team was all remote. I thought, this is perfect, right? I can do what I love for a living and still have work-life balance working from home. Well, it started out that way for a while. I was finishing at 5 p.m. every day. My workload was pretty light, and there were clear boundaries. Expectations of me were clear too, and my coworkers were great. I was like, wow, this is the perfect job. What could go wrong? I thought that the upper management understood that to be a creative person like I was as a writer, you need pockets of uninterrupted time to really produce the content that you need to make and be creative, right? Well, all that changed over time. Things started to go south about 6 months later. I was constantly checking my phone to make sure my Slack status didn't go idle. And to make matters worse, this company has a micromanagement problem, and they have no idea. Melodramatic. Pause for effect. It's great. Looks like I drank the whole thing already, doesn't it? Got a little gem salad, flakes of Parmesan cheese shredded on top. Ugh. The leaders of the company don't trust their employees to do the job. And I get it. I actually empathize. I've fired people before. I know it's hard to let go of control. But if you want to run a company, you have to let the people you hired do their job. The situation led for a lot of burnout for people on my team and for me. And it really fueled a lot of codependency and disempowerment to really own the projects that we were working on. It took me a while, quite honestly, to figure all this out. I thought it was my fault. I ignored my feelings, and I still don't think I'm completely blameless. There are things I could have done better. Of course, being in a remote work environment, it's kind of hard to know what's going on and what the company morale is like. It's really isolating, actually. I didn't know what my coworkers were thinking and if they felt the same way, but eventually I finally broke the ice. Once I started talking to other people, I found out that I wasn't the only one who was feeling this way. That was extremely validating. I also noticed how the founders of the company treated my coworkers. There was one Slack thread in particular that I remember that was pretty demeaning and, quite frankly, alarming. I saw how terribly my colleagues were treated with total contempt. That looks good. Oh yeah. That's good. So, when I finally figured out I wasn't the only person feeling this way, I knew that change was coming. Things had gotten to the point where I was sitting at my desk literally all day long, and I barely even had time for lunch break. My workload increased dramatically, and my bosses kept criticizing my work literally to no end. And I kept thinking to myself, well, if I don't quit, they're just gonna let me go. Yeah, yikes. I know, right? Any needs that I communicated with the upper management, which happened to be the two founders of the company, were pretty much ignored. Basically, any boundaries that I wanted to set were not acknowledged, and my confidence just really took a dive. And also, I really wanted to feel a sense of purpose with my work. I wanted to feel proud and accomplished with my work. I wanted to give back to others through the work I was doing. This affected not just my mental well-being, but also my physical health. I was sitting all day long. I had to take a sick day because I didn't get any sleep the night before, and I was stressed from all the anxiety, and I couldn't handle it anymore. That's when the weeds began to clear on my path. I knew then I had to quit. And to be honest, I didn't really want to. There were a lot of things I really loved about this job. And even to this day, I'm actually still really grateful for the opportunity. It wasn't completely bad. And I learned more about the creative process, and I honestly produced more work, period, than I ever thought I was even capable of. I just loved working on a team and sharing thoughts and hearing what my coworkers had to say about a piece of my writing or a project I was working on. Honestly, there were so many things that I really, truly enjoyed about working there. It's now been almost 2 months since my last day, and honestly, the first couple weeks were pretty anxiety-inducing. I had to build structure for myself. I had so much time on my hands, I just didn't even know what to do. But honestly, I love what I do now. The transition wasn't that hard for me, actually, because for most of my career, I've been self-employed. So I wake up every morning excited to do what I'm about to do. For almost my entire career, I've been self-employed, so I was used to being my own boss and managing my own time. So it comes really naturally to me. Right now, I'm working on creating more blog content, more vlogs and videos for YouTube with the help of my partner, Justin, who shoots and edits the majority of what you see on Jen in the Run. And it's a really exciting time. I'm trying to create the most engaging and valuable content for you guys. So thank you all for being here. Mostly, I learned that I really need to be doing something that I feel makes an impact and enriches people's lives in some way. And right now, travel is the way I'm doing that. I really believe that everyone should travel at least once in their lives, open their mind to different perspectives and different ways of life. There's just so much to learn. Travel is so enriching and it makes us better global citizens. If you're thinking about quitting your job to pursue your passion, become a content creator, or start your small business, I think you should do it. I really encourage you, go out and do it. But just make sure that you have a plan before you go ahead and quit your job. I really suggest side hustling for as long as you can and having enough savings for at least 6 to 9 or even 12 months so that you can make decisions out of an abundance mindset rather than a place of lack. I am a big believer in going after what you want in life and working towards your big picture goals in small little ways every single day. Thanks again for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And for more, check out my vlog series on my daily life living in Los Angeles.